over 600 commercial messages. 600. Each of them will tell a story that is all about you and your happiness. Commercials don't just sell stuff, they sell a story of the world. And that version of the story has led us to live for ourselves, to expect immediate gratification, to become blissfully ignorant of anything outside of our own satisfaction. Our culture deeply believes this story, and this story has crept into the church. It's reshaped the way we see our faith. We have begun to think that God exists for us, that somehow His job is to keep us happy, safe, fed, and entertained. We have been deceived. The story shaped by Christ doesn't fit our culture's story. His story transcends cultures. His story is the true story of the world, of all things and all people throughout all of time. And His story does not begin with us. It begins with God. By creating everything, God defined everything, including humanity, who we are, what we're for. Who are we? We're bearers of God's image, the highest of anything that God created. What are we for? We were put here to care. God placed Adam and Eve in a good world and asked them to care for it and for each other. As they cared, they would make it bigger and better. That's what it means to be human. But the first people decided to rewrite their story. The serpent promised they would be like God, and they believed it. Their relationship with God was broken. Even more, all of the relationships God put in place were broken. With self, with others, with creation. But this story isn't ours, it's His. And at the center of this story is Christ. In Christ, God was reconciling all things. Think about that word, reconcile. To put relationships back together, to restore. The gospel in its fullness is about redeeming the relationships that were broken, all of them. Paul said that reconciled ones are given the task of reconciliation. Reconciled ones become reconcilers. Often the gospel is reduced to just one relationship, either how we get to heaven, or how we feel better about ourselves, or how we can be a good person. But the scope of redemption is all of the relationships God created. The gospel is not just about our souls, it's about all of life. To be Christian is to care about all of this. This November, there will be a unique gathering of high school leaders who have not only been reconciled, they wish to become reconcilers. It will help students think bigger, no longer content to be distracted by noise or self-absorption. They will learn both in ideas and in practice to embrace the gospel, to pursue redemption, to restore in all of its fullness. And they will be challenged to connect personal salvation with a global call of restoration. The World Concerns Conference will put high schoolers and their mentors face to face with the experts. Compassion International currently feeds 1 million children a day. World Vision works in 100 countries around the world to confront poverty and disaster. Hope International lifts families and communities out of poverty through sound economic principles. And the International Justice Mission frees modern-day slaves. Students won't just be talked at, they will get their hands dirty with these organizations. They will be touched by the depth of evil and suffering in the world, and they will see solutions that are shaped by the gospel. And the potential is huge to see radical personal transformation that will lead to specific action, drawing students and your school out of apathy and indifference to be engaged and active in the world. They will become reconcilers. November 21st and 22nd, the World Concerns Conference.